is Soundoff 60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports talk television show. Soundoff 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the boys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Jack Daniels is where we are. This would be Soundoff 60. Welcome again. It's Sarah, Hobbs, and Guidry for the next hour to tackle some major issues. Number one on the list, gentlemen, is Super Bowl 47.
Yes.
Right down the road in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let me say right from the start, you're going to be doing some advanced Super Bowl coverage from the American press. So you'll have some coverage Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday kind of a thing?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. I'm going to everything but the game.
Everything but the game.
You can't miss the game.
You know,
but the game really, from covering a few,
Yeah.
you know, unless it's like the Saints in it, like the
Yeah.
last one I went to.
Yeah.
The game is almost anticlimactic at
Really?
the end.
See,
I think so.
I think that's the
completely
build.
different.
I think that's the
Completely
build.
different.
I mean, to me.
I mean, you watch the game for
yeah,
sure.
but to me as a
but
former
really,
player.
I mean, for me going down and covering it, it's particularly this is the first time it's been back in New Orleans since Katrina. All of that kind of stuff.
okay, I got you
mean,
there.
And,
Nice angle.
and
Okay. I can relate
my
to it.
goal is to write as little about football as I can while I'm down.
Okay, good for a sports writer.
Boy, isn't that just nice to have tickets?
you know,
to have lifetime
No,
tickets.
I want to see what's going on with the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
That's cool, but here's where, Kevin, here's where I think he's missing it. He is, what's the phrase I'm looking for? He is entrenched in the college game.
Yeah,
You know,
Scooter
both
is.
you guys
I mean,
really are to a large degree.
Well,
You're not
I've
as
covered a lot of
fascinated
the
with it.
Saints.
I know, but you're still not as fascinated in
it's
the
not
pro.
as good a game.
Well, I disagree with you. That's where you and I
okay,
differ.
well.
See, I mean, the game to me is not anti. Now there have been some blowouts. Okay,
Yes, they have.
But
I know,
recently,
you know, you used to
recently
say
this,
that,
there have
but
been
in
some great
recent
games.
years, it has been a pretty good game.
Great games.
That
You know,
much
Even the
outside.
Saints and the Colts, if you take out that bias, it was even though the margin was whatever it was, 12, 13 points, it was a great game.
Well, yeah,
You know,
I mean,
had
it was
good
a
weapons.
game right until Tracy Porter's
Exactly.
interception.
Exactly. Okay, so look for the American press coverage from
It was
Mr.
a nail
Hobbs.
biter until then.
But
yeah,
now,
definitely. All
Rick,
right.
you know one of the biggest things that people look for at the Super Bowl, you know, the game is fine, but you know, there are certain things that come into play that are called commercials. When you spend $3 million on 30 second commercials,
3.5 to 3.8 now. Yeah.
I think that's going to be some great commercials.
You always get into that.
Because I love them. That's some of the best commercials they run for the entire
Of
year,
course,
Rick.
they put that much money.
Some
They
of the
pay
best
it.
commercials.
You're
They
right.
pay it.
They are.
Save that
I mean,
thought.
you know, there's almost as much judgment on the commercials as there is on the
you're
I want to
right.
maybe late in the show. I want to go back to this, and you and I compare notes in regards to covering Super Bowls and what you what you really got out of it
Yeah.
was fun, the parties and all the famous people and that kind of thing. I still say the game.
I say the best one I've ever gone to was the one in Texas.
Houston. Oh, the wardrobe malfunction. Yeah.
Was that one in Houston?
Oh, yeah,
Who
believe
played
me.
in
Oh,
that
I
game?
know. I was there.
Do you remember who played in the game?
No.
Well, you know, Janis Jackson and a flying breast. Okay, I'd maybe
Justin
get the-
Timberlake.
An
and-
aging rock star, desperate for publicity, and you fell
Whatever.
for it.
Have
Say
you
what you
seen
want.
Janet? Well,
Say what you want. Okay?
Did you see Janet
Say
Jackson
what you
back
want,
then?
Scooter.
I wouldn't say aging.
Janet Jackson, I don't know where
I
you
didn't
get
think
aging
she
at.
looked that good
She's not a
back
rock
then.
star. She's
Okay.
R&B.
All right.
But we digress. Let's get on Super Bowl 47.
Yeah.
We got
Sorry
a few
about
minutes
that.
here. Let's spend some time with the NFC San Francisco 49ers. They go in. The latest line I saw was anywhere between 4.5.
All right,
I
Rick.
would put him at that.
49ers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd put him at that,
yeah.
at favorite. I
yeah.
would.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is the 49ers going for 6-0, the franchise.
That's big time.
That is, you
That's
think
big
about that.
time.
Then you have Baltimore, the Ravens,
Going for
finally getting
2-0.
there after a couple of
the
close
Colts.
calls. in the
As
AFC.
opposed to the trivia question we got last week, the Colts Super Bowls don't count. This is the old Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The franchise in Baltimore, the city of
you're
Baltimore
right.
in the
Oh,
regards to Super Bowl.
actually, I think they're actually treated like they're. No, the new Cleveland got to take the old Cleveland, I think. stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They have never been in a Super Bowl.
never been
They're
anywhere.
one of them that hasn't been.
Right.
Yeah,
They've
they've
never been to a Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
You're right.
all right. A lot has been said and written and analyzed.
Well,
Kevin.
we're
We talked
more
about it last week about the read zone option. Okay, and this the
tough,
zone
Rick.
read option, read zone option, whatever you want to call it. All right. I think we talked about it last week in regards to it doesn't seem that you can play man. And what I've read and looked at online with some of the tapes is you got those defensive ends, wherever that ball is going, somebody out on the outside has to cover two gaps.
You've got to make one of them make a decision.
That?
You can't, Rick. That's the whole object of doing it, Rick. You can't. And this is the thing, Rick. This is where it gets to be so crazy, Rick. You've got to have somebody in that position, Rick, that's a skilled person that can just flat out run, Rick. That can just flat out. You can't have a linebacker doing that. They will
They're
kill
in
him.
the NFL. They can all run.
Scooter,
Not like that.
I'm here to tell you, Scooter. I'm here to tell you. And with this kid, Rick, he's going to make somebody make a decision. And if they make the wrong decision, Rick, it's going for 30-40.
Here's the other side of it is, and I really do think because they did it against, Baltimore did it in their AFC title game against New England. And it was a quote from John Harbaugh, their head coach. That's another angle to the Super Bowl. Of course, we'll get on that. Is whenever Welker or Branch or anybody caught the ball, they would hit them. They made them pay.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make Kaepernick pay.
Well, but let me
and
tell
they're
you,
going to hit him.
Rick, let me tell you
and
something.
get him to think about running the ball.
That's what they tried to do the week before, after they played Green Bay. They wanted to say, we're going to punish him if he even thinks about running it. They were smart. He didn't. He didn't run it. He beat him with his arm.
You mean Atlanta?
Yeah. He beat him with his arm.
Yeah,
Rick.
he didn't. He only ran once or twice.
That's the threat that they've got now.
Yeah,
now,
it's
Rick.
a threat.
You don't know what they're going to do because they saw he can beat you with your arm, Rick, without running. So that's the dual threat that having a quarterback such as this kid. Rick, you got so much to try to prepare for. You can't in a week.
All right,
you can't.
Let me throw this at you, college football boy in the middle. You
I
know,
just wonder what the most exciting Bourbon Street incident will be between the
can you
two
imagine?
teams this week.
Can you
You're making my head hurt with this read option stuff.
let me get away from that X's and O stuff.
Okay.
This is a part of the college game. We talked about this like 3 or 4 years ago. I remember about this with the quarterback. Will the option? I think it was Cam Newton. Will the option ever be a part of the NFL? And I think
is
we
now.
all said
Well, it's
no.
there.
It is now.
But it is now.
It is now.
And to me, my prediction, it's going to have a short shelf life.
I do
2 or
too.
3
Well,
years.
I do too.
And these
I agree.
coordinators will figure it out.
They're going to figure it out.
They
Scooter.
will figure it out.
And what you do to figure it out, you put your best athletes on those
Safety.
positions.
Why can't they move a safety up?
What if you fake the read option and throw it?
Well, if you move a safety, then you don't have enough guys out
Yeah,
there.
I mean, he's right. I mean, none of these teams are going to run the old Oklahoma wishbone. They're going to keep throwing.
No. Yeah, they are.
I think beside this, the DC's figuring it out, is the life expectancy of these quarterbacks.
Well, that's
the
yet to be
NFL
seen.
will punish
That's
them.
yet to be seen.
And that's the whole
everybody's
reason.
pointing out that RG3 didn't last the year.
Right.
Blah, blah,
Right.
blah. But, I mean, that was the only major injury with one of the
And
real
you know,
option type guys, wasn't it?
That was kind of freakish the way he got hurt. It wasn't, the leg went up, the guy hit him.
But he was still running the ball.
Yeah,
He was still running
Yeah.
the ball. Then you got San Francisco's
You
offensive
scare
line.
me when you have notes.
I got
You
notes.
start
I did
looking
my
at
research,
notes.
man. I did my
You
research.
scare me. We're supposed to just wing this show.
there's no
what is
research
the
on-
success of this
on-
show
on
based
what's gonna happen.
We
Look.
just wing it, okay?
Look,
This is our Super Bowl preview.
yes, it is.
What?
And I've got some things. You pretty much got to say
Shout on that.
some of what I got down to.
Kaepernick.
Let me
Go
just
make
say
your
this.
thought.
He's going to make.
He's a mobile quarterback.
I'm voting him as
isn't he?
MVP
Is he
early.
mobile?
I'm going on a limb.
Well, we know last
I'm
week
going on
you
a
already
limb.
picked the 49ers.
He'll probably be MVP. I'm going on a limb.
Can he rise to the moment?
Oh,
I disagree.
10th start.
Rick,
This is the
come
Super
on.
Bowl.
Rick, we said when he got in the postseason, he was
Rick,
going to crumble.
He is the
Okay,
greatest
wait.
quarterback in the history of the game.
Don't get carried
He
away,
can run.
Scooter. Don't get
That's the
carried
way
away,
you make
Scooter.
it sound.
Come on, paper boy. Don't get carried away. Look, let me just say this, guys. When they played, who was it? Green Bay?
Yeah.
We said, oh, no way. He's going to. Look what he did. He was down
When-
17-0.
at
He was
home.
down
When
17-0.
did
at
Green
home.
Bay become one of the great defenses?
No.
of
He was
our
down
age?
17-0 against Atlanta. You're mixing up
Atlanta,
your game.
7-0 against Atlanta. And
But
we
he-
thought
but
the
he
kid
was
was
at
going to
home.
panic.
He was at home against Green Bay.
But look,
At
Rick,
home against Green
you
Bay.
in your 9th start and you don't freak out? Come on, Rick.
I'm just saying, can he rise to the
Yes.
moment? That's the question.
Yes.
I think Flacco can. I'm not so sure about Kaepernick. Not
Ah,
yet.
Flacco's going to be the one that's going to
We'll
cost you.
see. Well, but against the clock, we're going to shift to the AFC and the Baltimore Ravens.
They wanted to run him out of town. Just
you guys are nuts. You're overplaying that.
6 weeks ago.
Overplaying it. We'll be back in about 2.5 minutes. Come back to Jack Daniels.
I don't know where we got that from, man.
Soundoff 60 is brought to you by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort.
At Tarver Ford, when we do a truck sale, we do it big, like 10 grand off big.
Come see us today and take 10 grand off MSRP on brand new 2012 Ford F-150s, F-250s, and F-350s. Take your pick, then take $10,000 off MSRP, 11 grand off MSRP if you finance with Ford. Plus, 0% for 60 months is available, 0 for 60.
So come see us today at Tarver Ford, off I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
When it comes to Miller time, battles aren't just fought by the man in the ring. They're shared by the men in his corner. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Big Easy got the flavor, so easy to share. Always a crowd pleaser, easy to prepare. Big Easy, you always taste so good. You got Louisiana flavor, wrapped up so tight. Pick up some Big Easy foods tonight. Introducing Big Easy Foods in stores now.
All right, welcome back to the show. I want to remind you, big concert coming to L'Auberge Casino at the Special Events Concert Center at February 15th. That would be Gladys Knight. Without
That's
the
gonna
tips,
be a great
Gladys
concert.
Knight. So check that out. Get your tickets now.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster or right here at L'Auberge, February 15th. Always a big show, and then
Gladys.
more big shows coming up. We'll
I
keep
love
you
Gladys.
abreast of
God,
all the
Gladys.
great shows.
You know,
all right,
the Matchbox, what is it?
Matchbox 20.
Yeah, they
Don't
are,
confuse that with
well,
20
they're
or
doing
21.
the pregame show at the Superdome.
Really?
Super Bowl,
Really?
I saw.
Who's
Yeah.
Who's the halftime? Is it Beyonce?
Beyonce,
See,
what?
there you
Yeah.
go.
What are you talking about,
She's-
Beyonce?
that's a great. That's a good show.
I bet there won't be any malfunction. I bet there won't be any wardrobe malfunction.
No, and maybe Destiny's Child will come out and do some stuff with her. I don't know. All right, let's jump to the AFC and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, we left you with some quarterback, a nugget about Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco. Kaepernick is hot. Flacco is hotter.
He's
He's got like 9 touchdowns, no picks, big plays to beat Denver. Yes, it could have been picked, could have easily been picked, and the game would have been over. All right, but still, it wasn't. Flacco is hot. He's got the best road playoff record in the history of the NFL.
I have to agree with you.
For a starting quarterback. And where are they playing, Kevin?
Well, they're both
On the road. I know that.
They're both on the road.
No, this is a big game away from his
neutral.
home stadium.
I'm with Scooter. That's neutral.
What?
That's neutral.
Why is it neutral?
Well, because, you know, both teams are away. It's neutral. Both teams are away.
But it's an
There's
away.
no home
It's
field
on
advantage.
the road. He's
Well,
taking the team on the road.
Not that many of them will be in the Superdome for the game, but New Orleans residents, say Saints fans,
Right.
who do they pick in this one?
That's a good question.
I mean, the
Now, let me say this real quick.
49ers were an old nemesis.
Yeah, I wouldn't think 49ers.
They were an old nemesis.
know.
How you going to... But, you know, now the 49ers are kind of out of sight, out of mind. You know, maybe, you know, they're more familiar with the 49ers. Maybe they get... I don't know.
I don't know either.
I was
gonna
really,
be
really...
That's gonna be
it would
huge,
have
though,
made
for us
my
to turn out
week
for people
of
that's in New
covering
Orleans.
it a lot easier if the Falcons had made it.
Oh,
Because
everybody
that would have
Scooter.
been...
I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody would have felt better if they would
All
have
right,
gone. It's
Ravens running game. Ray Rice is not only the only one that got this rookie, Bernard Pierce. Have you seen this guy run?
He's
tough.
He's special.
He's tough.
Yeah, he is. He's very
So
special.
you got this, got what? The 4th rated defense in all of the NFL in the 49ers. And we saw what they did against the Saints. We saw what they did all season. These guys, they're like beasts. They hit you.
When the 49ers are on their game, on their
Defensively?
game, both sides.
Both sides?
When it's all clicking, I don't think there's any question right now they're the best team in the NFL.
Rick, you better jump on this wagon.
I'm not jumping on the wagon just yet. No,
there's no guarantee.
You got a couple more days left now.
Let's say both teams play their best. The
Right.
49ers beat anybody.
Yeah, I agree with Scooter.
If both of them are playing their best.
they
No,
are-
they never do.
If Kaepernick does what
I said
his best-
playing
yeah,
their best.
Yes. You said the team, but Kaepernick has to be a big part of that. I mean, like no turnovers.
For them to be playing their best, he's got to be playing good.
He's got to
okay?
be. And you think they beat Baltimore? You think they beat them heads up?
I say if they're both playing their best, but there's no guarantee that they will.
I think the Ravens are getting that side, you know, because quote unquote Ray Lewis is retiring, and it's like, oh, it would be nice if Ray could go out with the ring. That's all fine. That's all fine. But when you look at it, you've got this team, which is the 49ers, which we picked them last year, Rick, to be in the Super Bowl, and they fell short. They're not going to make that mistake again this year, Rick. Those kids, they will hurt you.
That's one of the real sidebars of this Super Bowl is this whole Ray Lewis saga. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to drag up
we all know the
shady
history.
past.
Yeah.
We all know about that. And I admire the guy for rehabilitating his image as effectively as he has.
Right.
But he's just about with me to overdo it with all this drama queen crap.
Wait,
It's a little over. Yeah.
wait.
I mean,
it's
a
sincere,
little
though.
much.
I think it's
well, I don't know. I think he's.
You don't like the dancing school? Come on.
I think he has warmed up. He's trying to be Jerome Bettis. Remember Jerome Bettis' last Super Bowl and everybody? But Bettis was a lifetime nice guy.
Yeah.
And it's like Ray Lewis is trying to be Jerome Bettis or something, and it's just not working to me. To me, he's overdoing it with all the crying and,
let me
emotion.
just say this. Maybe the kid knows how to market himself because you know what? He was on Saturday Night Live.
He's 50 years old, Kevin. He's not a kid.
They did a skit on him. If those of you that watch Saturday Night Live,
Was he on it?
No, he was. They had a skit.
Okay.
No, they had a skit about him.
They did a little parody.
yeah.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. All right.
It was hilarious, though, Rick.
How
it was
much?
hilarious.
Look, Baltimore's defense is a bit aging. They're playing
They are.
well. They're
Very
Ed
experienced, though.
They
They're
are.
very
Ed
experienced.
Reed, and then they got
Very.
this Bernard Pollard,
Very
who
experienced.
knocked out Stephen Ridley. Literally knocked him out.
He's
Okay,
a
so they got some
physical
big
kid,
hitters too. And Suggs is back healthy.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be healthy. How much, Kevin, from a former player standpoint, does that emotion, and it's been going on now, for like 3 playoff games, now the Super Bowl, can that elevate that defense? Can the whole retirement and emotion of Ray Lewis continue?
Rick, can it be a factor? I mean, I have to be honest with you, Rick. I'm pulling for the Niners, but that kind of effect on players that you stood against for a guy for 10 years, you played with him, that goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, he's been on 17
and when
years.
you line up,
17
that, they said, if I'm not mistaken, they said Ray Lewis was the only guy from when he was drafted that's still playing.
Yes, since
Did I hear that
heard
correct?
that. 1996 he
Oh,
was
I don't
drafted.
doubt that.
Okay.
He's been in there
Only one.
17, other than some kickers, maybe.
Yeah.
You've got guys that can say, hey, I'll run through a brick wall for this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get it
And
done.
they
So that's
will.
the scary part of it, Rick. That's the scary part of it.
Speaking of kickers, the last few games have been very close. Okay.
Yeah.
And Akers he missed a 38-yarder
He
last
did.
week. This guy used to have a record in postseason. Now he can barely hit the side of a barn.
That may make the difference.
I mean, that's got a player.
no,
I think Harbaugh.
It makes you almost think, do you go for it?
Exactly.
Or do you kick
Harbaugh,
it?
I think Harbaugh has enough
'Cause you
cojones
don't-
to just say, look, he's a pro. He kicked a 63-yarder. Put him out there. And it may end up, I don't wish the guy ill will, but he's missed 14 field goals this year.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, Rick.
You could say the dome
And you're
is
talking about
perfect
that's under 30.
conditions, but a lot of kicks get missed in
Yeah.
dome.
Yeah.
You're talking
I mean,
about
he
under
missed a
32.
big one in the Georgia dome.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he boinked it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right
That's
off
scary,
the
Rick.
upright.
Right.
All right.
That makes a difference.
One of the big storylines that I'm sure you'll do something on, I would assume, is the Har Bowl.
Yeah.
The two brothers. This is very unique.
that's
What do you
pretty
mean?
neat,
You don't
man.
know?
Well, I mean, we've already run 52 stories on that.
Sure, good point.
Kind of.
What can you add to it?
Yeah, everybody begging
Look,
for
You don't
another
think you're going to
Harbaugh,
get exclusive
Harbaugh
with Jim and John?
Oh,
I don't- you
Right
don't-
after I
Look.
get the Ray Lewis exclusive.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right. But you know what, guys? I love it. A lot of people say, oh, it's just too much. But look, man, when you in a household, you grew up together, and you get the chance to compete on the largest stage for us for athletics.
It's cool. I think it's cool. It's a neat storyline.
I think it's great, man. You know,
a little trivia
I love it.
question. When Les Miles was playing at Michigan, their dad was his offensive line coach.
At Michigan?
Really? Jack Harbaugh?
Jack Harbaugh was Michigan's offensive line coach when Les Miles was playing there.
He's been around the Big Ten and Western Kentucky.
Great,
he retired
man.
from Western Kentucky.
Yeah,
interesting.
Well, wasn't he the coach when Western Kentucky beat McNeese?
He was.
Yeah.
And he outcoached Tommy Tate. He outcoached Tommy Tate. He was using fullback. I remember there, and I'm thinking,
really?
He's sending the fullback 30 yards down a seam. They caught him for several big plays. Yeah, Tommy Tate, they got outcoached by Jack Harbaugh, no doubt about that.
That's going to be big, though.
I think it was a pretty wide margin, 38-10, something like that. It was.
And hadn't McNeese beaten them in the regular season?
In the regular season,
Yeah.
You got a good memory. See, college football. There you go.
It is.
All right, so Harbaugh brothers, John. Didn't do much in college. Jim Harbaugh plays in the NFL for 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
What I find not ironic, but definitely surprising, even in today's NFL, he's there in his second year. Now, granted, he took over a team with a lot of talent, but kind of a disarray. But Jim Harbaugh is in the Super Bowl in his second year. Now, Peyton got there.
It had an amazing turnaround his first year.
Yeah, got him to the NFC title. Peyton did it in his fifth?
Fourth or fifth?
Something like that. But he did get to the NFC Championship game in his first year, did he not?
Well, so did Harbaugh.
Yeah. Interesting. That's today's NFL. All right. We'll have our predictions by the end of the show. Sometime I'll throw it out. We know who you're playing.
2 years, I hadn't thought of that. 2 years, Harbaugh's been to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl.
That's impressive.
I told you guys that. Y'all didn't want to believe me. I told you.
That's impressive. We're going to impress you even more when we come back. We'll talk high school football, private/public in the state playoffs. We'll do that in a moment when we come back. Stay right here.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford, Douglas Parkway in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
When Miller time is on the line. Friends don't choose sides. They root for the victory that they all get to share in together. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Choosing your doctors and healthcare professionals is an important and personal decision, and one that you should feel totally comfortable with. Hello, I'm Dr. Trisa Guidry, and I'd like to welcome you to our clinic, where your health and well-being is our top priority. I'm a board-certified OBGYN and a graduate of LSU. My dedicated staff and I would like to invite you to call for a consultation and appointment. You will experience the trust, comfort, and medical treatments you deserve. We are Dr. Trisa Guidry.
So, Philip, you guys have been here for 3 years. I see the blue tags everywhere. How's it going?
Oh, we've made great progress, Judd. We've got people coming from Westlake to Quincy, Hackberry, Vinton, even coming across the bridge in Lake Charles, Moss Bluff, and Ioway. It's not that far, and we really are having a great time serving them and seeing people respond to us.
So, Todd, give me an example of what you got going on here.
Well, Joe, we got a $299 a month lease on the F-150 crew cab, and as always, complimentary lifetime oil changes. We've got a great group of people here working real hard to serve our customers.
So come see us at Tarver Ford, exit 21 in Sulphur.
All right, welcome back to the show. We've covered some Super Bowl 47 angles for you. The bowl coming up this Sunday. Obviously, if you're just, I don't know, crawled under a rock or out of a cave,
it's here.
It's this Sunday at about 5:30 kickoff. We mentioned Mr. Hobbs will be down in the city doing some advanced coverage as well for the Lake Charles American Press.
I was down in New Orleans Zoo about a week ago doing some business for work here. And that Superdome, guys, looking at it at night.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Now.
Beautiful.
It's impressive.
Been that way for a couple of years.
Yes, I agree with you.
And
it's impressive, man.
Speaking of the Superdome, I kind of fought it in my own mind. You know, I'd hate it if they don't, if it ever becomes not the Louisiana Superdome.
Yeah.
But at least when they did it, you know, it's not the Tidy Bowl Superdome.
Yeah.
You know, Mercedes-Benz.
That's nice.
That's a nice.
That's nice.
I
mean, that's nice.
And they kept the Louisiana part in it.
Got some class.
Mercedes-Benz, Louisiana.
Speaking of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, a lot of high school teams in our region and across Louisiana, that's their goal, is to get to the Superdome. The Louisiana High School Athletic Association, the principals got together in that group and voted, what was it, last week, late last week, Thursday or Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Friday?
Yeah.
Principals voted that apparently banging on tables, they want the private schools away from the public schools in the state playoffs.
In the playoffs,
they
not
don't
the regular
want,
season.
not the regular season.
Not the regular season.
You know, you're always begging for the legislature to get involved in athletics.
On big issues. Go ahead.
Well, I have a suggestion for. I think we need a law in Louisiana that no more than 5 high school principals can ever congregate at the same place. Again, because this is the kind of crap they come up with.
I might vote that bill in for you.
Look,
go ahead.
I'm flabbergasted. I mean, this has been talked about for a couple of years, and we all know what this is about. This sweeping, massive change, basically because they're frustrated with 2 high schools in the state.
They keep winning.
Maybe 3.
They keep winning.
John Curtis,
and that's it.
Evangel, and I think on the horizon, Parkview Baptist in Baton Rouge is probably headed that way.
No, that's it.
But just kick them out of the association or something. Let them go play a national schedule if that's what you got to do. But don't totally bastardize your sport.
That's not. I'm
ready to just rant on and on.
I was blown away at that.
I don't want to dominate. You go ahead. I got a lot more to say about this.
Bottom line is, I don't know the numbers. It's an astronomical amount of state titles they have won. Evangel has had their share, but they don't win every year.
No, they don't. And just like the Nevils and the
now
the Rusties and the Rumbles,
they'd already shrewdly got Curtis and Evangel into the same.
They did.
2A?
Yeah, they did. I know. Both of them got to play each other. Yeah, they got to play each other.
Make them play 5A.
I was gonna say.
I agree, Scooter.
Now maybe now correct me if I'm wrong. You guys might know a bit more of the history and memory.
I agree. Scooter.
Did not Evangel? Have they always been in 5A? They've been in the upper ranks. Have they not?
Yes.
Okay.
They were. Now Curtis always stopped.
And they went down.
4.
And they went down.
But here's the deal. You tell them.
And they have John Curtis still a machine at 4A? Pretty much, right?
Well, John Curtis won the national championship.
I would say yes.
So, they'd be a machine in 5A. They're going to be just as good next year.
And the year after that.
So what's the answer?
Rick, I don't know.
My answer is move them up. My answer is move them up.
I mean, that's the logical thing to do.
This isn't it. This is so selfish and short-sighted. Well, you know, they would play 5A. Most likely, if that was the rule.
Right.
But they don't have the enrollment. You have to change that rule.
That's the thing. You got to change everything.
No, they did change the rule. The 5A principals didn't like them in 5A. This was, 7, 8 years ago.
So drop them down because
the 5A said, the 5A principals got together and passed a rule that said you can only play up, I think you can play up 1 class. In enrollment, they're 1 or 2A.
Okay. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You could only play up one. Well, the 5A principals are happy. Got them out of our hair.
That's crazy.
You know.
Look,
but every private school in the state is going to be hurt by this.
And there can't be that many. There can't be that many.
Well,
but the thing is, Rick,
there's a good many.
Not
enough for them. But think how many Catholic schools there are in this state.
St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah. Think about it. And just New Orleans has a Catholic league, or did.
Okay,
at one
good
time.
point. All right, valid.
So I mean, there are a lot. I mean, that are going to be affected by this.
Yeah.
And these public schools, and the vote was pretty much, you can imagine how the vote was split on this. But it is just so short-sighted. And it really, this whole business of, well, they can play the regular season, but when the playoffs start, it's this chutes and ladders thing to get through the playoff. But I mean, it almost reminds me of some of these fly-by-night arena league teams and stuff that have to rearrange their playoffs every week because teams are folded. This is what that reeks of.
Kevin, you put Evangel back in 5A, and even let's really go off the side here. And John Curtis. I don't know enough about Parkview Baptist, but those two are the two powerhouses.
Right.
And a rising powerhouse in that Shreveport-Bossier is Calvary Baptist.
Yeah, I watched them.
They beat West Monroe last year.
Yeah, no,
they did.
And
they've got guys signing with LSU.
There were predictions a couple of years ago that in 2 or 3 years you would never hear about Evangel again because Calvary would overtake
that whole booty.
And I know there's questions. I mean, it does seem quite the coincidence. How many 1A ball players end up at these small enrollment schools?
Yes.
Yeah.
And to be quite frank, neither one of them, I don't think it's because of the education.
No, it's not.
Neither one of them are known for, producing scholars.
Hey, you know why? But this is the thing.
So, is it a problem? Yeah. But
that's not. You're saying it's a problem, but it's not the right solution. Is that what you're saying?
The solution is far worse than the problem.
But you're saying
solution
it's a problem.
They came
Are you
up
admitting
with.
it's a problem?
Oh, I will admit it's a problem. Okay. Now, I don't know what the answer is, but this isn't it.
Isn't it? Is it a problem?
Rick, that's a gray area.
Wouldn't you think from a player standpoint?
The whole intent is to try and level the playing field for everybody.
If you win the state championship, though, against Evangel or John Curtis, wouldn't that mean we beat them?
Of course it would.
Yeah.
I mean, it would, Rick.
But I need to
totally
point
agree
out,
with you, Rick.
too. I mean, Texas is a big enough state. They have a separate private public school, separate
independent
classes. I mean, separate associations.
I got you.
But this is not as big as you are now going to have next year. They got to spread it out now. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
The two private ones will play Thursday. We'll relegate y'all to the warm-up act. But half the blue chippers in the state will be in those games.
Yeah.
But still, a state our size is going to have 7 football champions next year. I mean, that's cheap.
7.
As it stands now,
does it even mean that
everybody in Class 1A will make the playoffs.
Will make the playoffs.
And they still won't have enough to fill up the bracket.
That's mind-boggling to me.
I can't.
Let's wrap it up with this.
They still won't have enough to fill up the bracket.
Again, I don't know enough about Carr or Parkview Baptist, but the few big ones, Notre Dame.
Carr is another situation. Carr is a public school. But it is a magnet school, which I forget what it is, 25%, I think.
I think it is.
They get from outside. Washington Marion's on the bubble.
You mentioned
Washington Marion could get lumped in.
But Notre Dame out of Crowley is another one of those. They don't win a lot, but they're private. So let's throw Notre Dame in that bunch, all right?
Yeah.
John Curtis, Evangel, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Move them up. Let them decide.
Rick, that's
there has
my
to be
answer.
some way.
No, that's my answer.
I'd like to see a West Monroe and a Barb. And Barb plays Evangel.
What you would do, you can't just tell West Monroe and Evangel you've got to play 5A. What you tell is any private school that wants to move up, and a lot of them would, one spot. If you move up, you got to go all the way to the top.
Okay.
To 5A.
Would that be fair to a John Curtis, you think, though?
Yes, it would be fair.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I'm with you on
that.
that.
Would be fair.
I think
I'm with you on that.
That
I'm
would
with you
be
on
fair.
that. All right, so we're a consensus here. It's a problem, not the right solution, and we don't like this solution.
No.
It's going to be interesting. We'll take a short pause. We'll be back with some basketball and so much more. Stay right here.
We are worldwide, 365 and 24/7 at soundoff60.com.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Back after this break.
It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Napa know-how.
All right, welcome back to the show. We've covered some interesting ground. Let me remind you about that big show we mentioned earlier coming up. Date on it, March 22.
Yes.
Got to get the date right. Matchbox 20, right here at L'Auberge at the Special Event Center. Pre-sale tickets start February 1 on a Friday. You can go to Ticketmaster.com. I want to get this right. Put in the code. It's 3 a.m. ITS 3 a.m. And you can get $10 off your ticket price. That's from Matchbox.
And if you want to see them, Scooter says they're going to be opening act for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're doing the
pregame show.
Pregame show.
So that's going to be a lot of exposure for Matchbox 20.
We're going to have them here.
So Friday, February 1 is pre-sale starts.
Yes.
So believe me, he knows, I know.
Yeah.
Get tickets early if you want to see Matchbox 20. Put in that code and you get some money off on your tickets. Matchbox 20 here at L'Auberge. All right, let's kind of wrap up the whole public versus private in the state playoffs.
That's crazy.
Interesting how the numbers are going to shake out. I don't know how many private. Let's say 50. Let's say 50.
That's a good number. I mean, I don't know how many there is, but that's a good.
But how are they going to split all out that up between Class A at the Class 5?
Well, they're just two out of what would be 5 classes. I think it's 3A, 4A, and 5A play the big school playoffs, and 1A and 2A.
I guess the principals are smart enough. They've worked all this out. I don't know. But
you think they've worked it out?
I assume they got a year to do it.
Only for football.
Only for football.
They're going to let.
I'm waiting to see how this is going to work out.
All this because of Evangel.
Oh yeah, because they was dominating. Because they said enough is enough. They said they win every year. They said enough is enough.
And you know,
let me interrupt you. There are principals out there. I feel them. There are principals, and you know them, and I know some of them, and they're pointing at the screen. Mostly at you, saying, all right, Hobbs, we've all identified the problem. You come up with a solution.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's all about just another problem.
So how do you do that? This is the product of our everybody has to get a trophy syndrome in our society, the old summer camp room.
Look at it.
You don't need 32 teams from each class in a state this size in the playoffs to begin with.
I agree. I'll go with you there.
So now we're down to, when you take away all of those small, innocent Catholic schools that are in 1A and 2A, or in 1A, you're not going to have enough to fill out a bracket. Everybody in 1A will make the playoffs.
You're right.
Is that ridiculous?
Yeah.
But you know,
because you don't have enough.
That goes back to, you know, the principals have passed this. But, you know, well, it gives us a better chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
there's nobody else.
They want to level the playing field.
But, this goes back 20 years ago when they expanded to 32 teams per class have to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think 16 is plenty.
Yeah, have to make the playoffs. All right, so we don't have we can't offer a solution to this, but we've all heard it, either wink, wink, off the record. I'll say it on the record.
Yeah.
There are principals out there. There are coaches and their players who think the private schools have the advantage because they cheat in a way.
Hey,
of
Rick,
recruiting.
they don't cheat. I have kids go to private
To a degree.
They don't cheat. Rick, what are you talking about?
To a degree, they do. I mean, I'm not saying they cheat. Well, they have an advantage. I'm sure in their own heads.
Scooter can say that.
That was starting to sound like Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
I didn't cheat. I was only leveling the playing field.
Yeah.
Well, if they're cheating, punish them.
Yeah, and they're
Apparently they're not.
They're not cheating.
Well, they
You can't
should.
catch them. I mean,
But if that's the way they're doing,
Okay, look.
if it's not a
I have a
built-in
question
natural
for you.
advantage,
Okay, look.
then punish
Okay,
them.
Rick. Okay, Rick. Question for you. How do you justify Barb winning state championships in baseball every other year, every two? I mean, they've been dominating pretty much.
Because they work.
Oh, that's not a good enough
they
answer.
work.
That's not a good enough answer.
So you're saying that they
No,
recruit?
I'm
You're saying they recruit
I'm
players?
just saying they are a public school.
Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying, Scoot. I'm saying they are a public school.
Okay.
They are.
I mean, the topic was private
I see
school.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
I
my
see
point.
you're drawing an analogy.
Yes,
Okay.
work with me, Scooter.
John
And there
Curtis
have
wins a
been a
lot.
couple of baseball players that showed up at Barb curiously. I will say that over the years.
I ran into Glenn Caccini at a local eatery. I should have asked him that, but no, you're right.
Not
I mean, I'm
enough
just
to
saying,
where I
that's
would
my
say that is
comparison.
the key to
Yeah.
their success.
And that's my
I mean, they
comparison.
have
I'm saying,
that South
okay.
Lake Charles Little League.
That's
They
my
got a good
point.
team
Is what I'm
to
saying. You know, that's a public
Good
school, and they're
coaching,
winning.
good
Yeah.
fundamentals, good
Yeah.
feeder
That's what
system,
we're
and
arguing
great
about,
players.
though. I mean, the
I
number
know,
one.
I was just trying to
number one,
draw
all of
some
this
kind
only
of-
affects football.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but
I
again,
was
back
just-
to my point. Are you saying, are you disagreeing with me that there are strong contingents on the public school side that feels the private, be it
I've heard that
Catholic
before,
schools
Rick.
or whatever,
I've heard it
they
before.
have an unfair advantage because they can recruit.
I've heard that
Identify.
before. But
well,
They do.
that's
Come
a
on,
choice,
guys.
But that's
If
a
they're
choice.
recruiting-
That's a choice.
punish them.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Okay, let's shift gears. Let's talk about Sean Payton. Roger Goodell gives
Hey.
him somewhat of a reprieve. Woohoo! 2
Yeah.
weeks early off the suspension. He gets to go to the Senior Bowl. He
Yes.
does that. And right off the bat, fire Steve Spagnuolo and his secondary coach,
What are you surprised? No, you surprised?
Well,
I don't think he.
They're shifting schemes.
I don't think.
Shifting
Yeah,
schemes.
I don't think he was as disappointed in Steve Spagnuolo as he was. I tell you what, it does show that Peyton really sat there and watched a lot of football
he did.
with his little notepad
he did.
all
Saying,
year.
what are
Because
y'all
he
running?
didn't. I mean, he didn't wait. I mean, as soon as he got his foot back in the office door, he
You
had
outta here.
made the decision
Oh, yeah.
at some point that they're and, you
The
know,
key decision, though, is
it's not
changing to the
overrated.
3-4.
I mean, you talk about 4-3 or 3-4, but when you watch a football game, it looks like they all got
same.
8 right
Yeah.
on the line.
Come on,
so what's
Scooter.
it matter?
No.
Kevin,
no,
set him straight.
No, but really though.
That's
the
a big difference
it's a
between
big
a 4-3 and
but-
a 3-4.
but
But
the
they
thing is-
all just jam everybody up at the
Scooter,
line.
you need to watch the NFL.
I
It
think-
is
I do.
back, forth,
Yeah.
zone cover.
Yeah.
They're dropping defensive
And your
linemen
personnel,
in
yeah.
coverage.
But the thing is, Ricky, you know
But
what?
when,
It's
what I'm
complex.
saying is, if you're just watching a defense, does it immediately jump out at you? That's a 4-3 or that's a 3-4.
You got to have a keen
It's not
eye.
like
You gotta
it's
know
not
what
like
you're
it's
looking
not like
gotta
watching
see
an
where your linebackers
offense
at.
where you know
for.
that's the pistol.
Depends. Set him straight, Kevin.
Hey, look, this is the thing, guys. Can you
But what
imagine?
I'm saying is, and I'll let you talk in just
Oh,
a
go
second.
ahead.
You've interrupted me before.
I'm sorry,
If
Scooter.
What I'm saying is, it does show that Sean Payton, wasn't off in Tahiti.
Oh,
on the whole football
he was watching.
season.
No, he was
It
watching.
didn't take him long. I bet my
was
guess
watching.
is he came to this conclusion. This is what he was going to do. Sometime around November. And
Look,
but
he knew
1
what he
year
was
with
gonna do.
Spagnuolo.
Sean, yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing
And
is,
it might not have been fair to Spagnuolo.
No.
But Spagnuolo's not a 3-4 guy.
No, and there it is.
And
There it is.
And
Look.
Peyton had already made that decision.
ahead,
Sean
Kevin.
Payton looked and he said to himself, can you imagine how much football this man has probably watched, knowing that he had to watch this team for the entire year play? There were instances to where he was saying to himself, why are we playing so timid? Why are we playing afraid? Rick, you can see it. I mean, we know our football. There were times where the Saints were playing like, what are you doing, guys? Won't y'all blitz? Won't y'all just go get them? Like they was playing not to lose. And that's one thing Sean Payton did not do.
Mark my words.
Didn't do it.
There's more to come.
Huh.
Players, there's
Didn't do
some
it.
tough decisions
Well,
that Peyton's going to be
didn't do
making.
it.
Mark my words. We're up against the clock. When we come back, we'll do a little round ball. Maybe talk some Tiger Woods, too. Are you finished ranting on the public versus private?
No, that's
may
not
not
over
be.
yet. No, that's not
We'll
over.
be back in about 2.5. Stay right here.
Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort, home of Soundoff 60, and Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
At Tarver Ford, when we do a truck sale, we do it big, like 10 grand off big.
Come see us today and take 10 grand off MSRP on brand new 2012 Ford F-150s, F-250s, and F-350s. Take your pick, then take $10,000 off MSRP, 11 grand off MSRP if you finance with Ford. Plus, 0% for 60 months is available, 0 for 60.
So come see us today at Tarver Ford, off I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
What is it about Luxair cooling products that deliver the comfort you've been wishing for? Is it their energy-saving performance? Those super cozy moments with loved ones? Or perhaps it's that great feeling you get in helping those wishing for a little comfort of their own? For over a decade, we've been helping deliver hope, strength, and joy to Make-A-Wish children and families at a time when they need it most. Find out how Luxair home comfort products will make you feel really good this season. Luxair, the comfort you've been wishing for.
Welcome back to the show. We're at Jack Daniel's, and we've told you this before. When we're here, we get extra hungry. And when I get hungry, I start thinking about Big Easy Foods, because I know I may not have something prepared at the house. Nothing against the lovely bride, but sometimes food for me is kind of low on the pole on Mondays.
Let me just say this.
So you got to get the pre-prepared Big Easy Foods, pre-packaged and ready to go. What you got?
I have a plug now. I was at a function this weekend for one of our local elected officials that was running again for office, and I met Mr. Abraham there.
Mark
and he
Abraham,
said, yes. And he
one of
said,
the owners of Big Easy Foods.
He said, Kevin, I want to say you guys are doing an outstanding job there on the show, talking about our
Talking about their product?
Yes. So, Rick, I want to commend you on everything that you do and how you do it, and I just wanted you to know that. He said we're doing an outstanding job.
I ate a whole turducken on this show.
You tried on the show.
He made that comment, Rick.
Well, thank you.
I said Mr. Cerro does a great job.
Thank you. We do appreciate all of our advertising partners, and Big Easy Foods, made right here in Lake Charles, is one of our newest ones. And the featured dinner tonight is shrimp gumbo.
Wonderful.
So you can go out to your local retailers, Market Basket, Walmart, Kroger, Albertsons, all the local ones. Look for Big Easy Foods. They come in these packages, like 16-ounce, 20-ounce bowls. Microwavable, like that word. Throw it in, shrimp gumbo ready to go. Big Easy Foods, check them out, bigeasyfoods.com online. And they got all the good stuff. We'll talk about more of their dinners as the weeks ensue. All right, let's talk some basketball. Johnny Jones, DeRidder product, LSU, got strong. I mean, won fair amount of games.
Won 4 or 5 in a row.
Had to know SEC, even though the SEC is I'm not saying it's down, but it's not as strong.
I don't think it's that down. It's
Kentucky. I mean,
well, I was at the Florida game. Me and Dave McCarty.
But that's the only SEC game really that they weren't in. The others,
and you're right,
they all had.
I have to say that.
They had.
You're talking about LSU.
Yeah, and I know this sounds like, well, but bottom line winning. I get that, but it's not like it's just an overmatched team. They have been right there in every game, even at Rupp Arena Saturday. Which is pretty impressive. They came back from a big deficit. Hell, they won the game they won last week. They were down 19-4 or 5.
A&M
came back.
Texas A&M.
Came back and won them. I'm glad you said it because I was about to say South Carolina.
Their core, the bit I've seen them against McNeese and in and out of some of the games, pretty good core.
Yeah,
but
the one thing that I saw that was kind of a mismatch when they played Florida at LSU. Matter of fact, me and Dave McCarty was at the game together.
Keep in mind, Florida is the number 3 team in the country right now.
Good point. And the thing is that I just think size-wise, inside, they just don't have that big guy. I mean, they got this 7-footer, but he's a young guy.
He's a tuba player.
Scooter know who I'm talking about.
He was in the basketball band as a tuba player when they discovered him.
Yeah, so
hey, 7
foot. That's the thing. If Johnny can get that big guy, I think they'll be competitive.
Well, the key to Johnny, what he's got to establish the attitude of his program this year. They're a little overmatched right now. But he's got a good recruiting class coming in.
Yes,
I think there will be some genuine excitement for what he can do after a year's recruiting. Well, you say that, but I expect to see drastic improvement in them next year.
Based on the recruiting class?
Just on the recruiting class.
That's going to make a big difference.
Because I think what he's doing is good. He's going to get some excitement back in that program. The up-tempo style is very conducive to recruiting. They like that.
Yeah,
so,
you got to get some.
I think he just needs to get as many wins as he can this year.
And winning attracts
if they
people.
could finish anywhere around 500 in conference play, I think that'd be a major achievement.
All right, let's shift gears to the McNeese Cowboys and Cowgirls. Big road swing up to Central Arkansas and to Tulsa to take on Oral Roberts. Cowboys 0-2, triple overtime loss at Central Arkansas, and then they get beat by 19 points at Oral Roberts. Now, we knew Oral Roberts was going to be.
I hadn't figured this.
You know, they're sitting at they're
tough.
2-6 in the conference. It's going to be difficult to dig themselves out of that hole. They've got Stephen F. Austin tied for #1 in the conference, Southland, coming in Wednesday at the Lake Charles Civic Center. All right, so the Cowboys, well, you win a triple overtime game. I'm not saying they can beat Oral Roberts on the night, but a split, they needed a split, they didn't get it.
That's big, though.
The Cowgirls, on the other hand, go to UCA, had never beaten Central Arkansas, and they win. And then they go to Oral Roberts and win on a last-second putback. So they're 2-0 on this big road swing. So they're like 19-9. So the Cowgirls, the Cowgirls like 6-3 in the conference. They're not leading the conference. No. But again, they're staying close to get. And what do we say? Get in the tournament. And then maybe make some moves.
Well, get in the tournament with as high a seed as you can.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, the highest seed as you can.
You can go a little bit longer.
We're not saying the Cowboys put them on the shelf.
I have a theory: as high a seed as you can, as long as it's not the top seed. Because the Southern Conference has a history of abusing its top seed in the tournament.
This one, Wednesday night, especially in the men's side, at the Civic Center, Stephen F. Austin Cowboys at about 7:30. Cowgirls at 5, taking on the Lady Lumberjacks at the Civic Center Wednesday night. So a lot can be told.
Also
this week.
Sunday.
Huh?
Why is McNeese playing on Super Bowl Sunday?
What?
They played on the national championship, Alabama, Notre Dame. I got you. Up against the clock. What are we doing? We're going to do Stump the Wise Guys.
Play on Christmas Day or something.
Super Bowl predictions as well when we come back. Stay ready.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort.
Philip, you guys have been here for 3 years. I see the blue tags everywhere. How's it going?
Oh, we've made great progress, Judd. We've got people coming from Westlake, DeQuincy, Hackberry, Vinton, even coming across the bridge in Lake Charles, Moss Bluff, and Iowa. It's not that far, and we really are having a great time serving them and seeing people respond to us.
So, Todd, give me an example of what you got going on here.
Well, Joe, we got a $299 a month lease on the F-150 crew cab, and as always, complimentary lifetime oil changes. We've got a great group of people here working real hard to serve our customers.
So come see us at Tarver Ford, exit 21 in Sulphur.
Miller Time. You won't find it on any clock or specific time zone. Miller Time isn't so much about when, as it is about who. It's about the friends you go to bat for, the ones who'll be there when they say they will. Even if being there means crossing state lines with no questions asked. Because guys that leave nobody behind deserve a beer that leaves no taste behind. And with great friends and a great tasting light beer, it's not just a good time, it's Miller Time.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at LeBaire. It's time to stump the wise guys. We would be the wise guys. That's the C team, Christiane and also China. Better not the A team, but the C team. Okay? Yes. The bell is back, Kevin.
It's back.
The bell is back.
Ready.
Where'd you find the bell?
Super Bowl Sunday. Here we go.
I don't know. It just appeared.
Like
can't get rid of the bell.
You can't get rid of.
Can't get rid of the bell. All right, who's up first?
All right,
I'll go
Christiane.
first.
Here we go.
All right, name the 2 cities or regions that have hosted the most Super Bowl games.
Easy. New Orleans and South Florida.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miami, yes, South Florida.
What's the number? Should
Good
be
job.
like 9, 10?
I think it's tied 10 apiece.
Miami's 10 and New Orleans is 10-2. 10 county Super Bowl.
I think that counts this week.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, China.
That's pretty good.
Who was the Baltimore Ravens winning quarterback for their Super Bowl championship in 2001?
Oh.
Trent Dilfer.
Yes.
Trent Dilfer, yes.
He completed.
Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Can you believe that?
He threw for about 47 yards for the season.
Yeah. I think that was Ray Lewis.
I
think that was Ray Lewis's, what, 2nd or 3rd year?
Managed the team.
Yes.
But
yes.
Solid quarterback out of college. Just
I agree.
Wasn't a star in the NFL, but let me tell you, the work he does on ESPN.
Yeah.
Watch
it's good.
He will teach you things about quarterback. No doubt about it. All right. We are not stumped yet.
a little too serious.
Well, we all do sometimes. All right, here we go.
2-2. Y'all ready for number 3?
Yes, we are.
Here we go.
Here we
All
go.
right, who was San Francisco's last Super Bowl winning quarterback in 1995?
Got to be Young. Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Boom.
That's easy.
Come on. Boom.
Give us
Steve Young. Steve Young. All right, here we go, China.
Bonus question. What was the largest and the smallest winning margin in Super Bowl history? Name the participating teams and final scores.
Oh my God.
Oh, I would say the lowest scoring probably was.
I know that one.
6-3.
I think
No, I was there for
the
this
Giants
one.
beat Buffalo
by 1.
What was it?
because they missed field goal. It was either 1 or 2 because the field goal would have
20
won
to
it.
19.
20 to 19.
Now,
That's
the biggest
pretty
margin-
good,
The
Rick. All
biggest
right,
one
Rick.
would be the 49ers and somebody, I think. Or maybe it was, no.
No, I think
Was
the
that the
largest.
Bears
I think the
and
largest was the Redskins in Denver.
No, Denver got shellacked
Denver got
by
beat like
somebody.
43.
I think it was like 44, 48.
43. They got beat by 43.
49ers?
It might be. We're going to go 49ers
49ers
beating
or the
Denver
Redskins?
by a whole bunch.
One of them.
It's 49ers and Broncos.
Yeah.
55 to 10.
Yeah.
55 to 10.
10.
That was it. That was
The
it.
Redskins
must have been on that
and
team.
That's when they had
Doug Williams beat them pretty bad.
Doug would
too.
beat them bad.
Yeah, but
real
not
bad.
by 45. All right.
Beat them real bad. Ladies,
All
y'all
right.
did a great job.
Well, we have
Thank
another
you.
one.
Oh, do.
We have number 5 today, yeah.
What? Oh,
We have a double
goodness
bonus.
gracious, double bonus.
Okay,
Super Bowl weekend.
gotta add something extra. There have only been 7 Super Bowl MVP winners that played defense. Name the 7 defenders who won the MVP award.
Why? That's a curveball right there. Come on now.
Yeah, we got a lot. Y'all better start going.
The first one was that Cowboys linebacker.
Who?
Can't you remember his name, but it like in Super Bowl 4, 5. Mike.
Would one of them be Lawrence Taylor?
No, you're
Or
thinking
no,
of a duel.
Would one be Lawrence Taylor? Would one be Lawrence
No,
Taylor?
I don't
Randy
see a Lawrence
White and
Taylor
Harvey
at all.
Martin won duel. I remember the Dallas Cowboys.
Mike Curtis, is he on there?
No.
Negative.
Baltimore? No. No. All right.
God.
Do y'all want them?
Ray Lewis. Oh, we can get there.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, yes.
Harvey Martin / Randy White. I know that
yes.
Pretty impressive.
Ricky?
We still have 4 more.
one. Larry Brown for the Cowboys. Remember that?
Yes.
No-name guy.
Yes.
Cornerback.
Okay.
Jake Scott, Miami.
He played against Emerson
Yes.
Ross, I
I'm
think.
old. Jake Scott,
2 more.
safety. That's all I got, guys.
Okay.
Richard Dent,
Richard
Chicago,
Dent,
defensive
Chicago.
end,
We shoulda got
and
that.
Dexter Jackson in Tampa Bay Bucks.
Who? Man, we should have got Dexter Jackson.
Dexter Jackson, cornerback.
Dexter Jackson.
Ah, we should have got those
Richard
last
Dent,
two,
I
man.
could've-
Richard Dent. Yeah, Chicago Bears. You know,
We
Super
stumbled
Bowl
by
shuffle.
that.
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah. Let's
We
do this
win.
stump. Ladies, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great
No
job,
problem.
China.
Thanks.
Wow.
We should have got
Named
those
the
last
7
two.
defensive MVP.
I mean, that's a
players.
But I
little
should have got those
over the
last two, though.
All right,
got
guys,
those last
quickly.
two.
Tiger Woods wins his 75th title today, which is Monday.
Yes.
Out of one of his favorite courses, Torrey Pines.
Yeah.
I said this year, one of my year-end predictions, Tiger Woods is going to win a major.
Tiger's winning.
He's going to win a major this year.
Oh, go out on a limb, why don't you?
He hadn't won a major since
But it's
04
playing, though.
or
Go out
5.
No, he's won.
Check it out. It's. What are you saying? It's been more than that or not as long?
No, it's not as long.
It's not as long.
about
I don't
4 or
think
5
it's
years.
since 04, Rick. No, I don't think it's that long.
No.
I would say maybe 06, but not 04. I'd say 06, but not 04. No, that's too
No,
long.
I think it was 08.
It's been a few years, guys.
It
Tiger
was
Woods is
08,
gonna
I
win.
think, in Torrey
Yeah.
Pines.
New Orleans Hornets becoming the Pelicans.
What
You like
what
it
you,
or not?
I
wasn't supportive
we know
at
it's the
first.
state bird, but no, that doesn't.
You saw the logo?
No, no.
It's a menacing looking pelican.
What?
It's not bad.
I can stick with.
What do you do?
I can understand the Louisiana
It's better
thing.
than Hornets.
Yeah, it is better than Hornets. Come on.
But who are you going to scare? The Louisiana Pelicans.
Look, the simple answer is you get David Stern
You're a sports writer.
to
Come on
force
now.
the Utah Jazz to turn over the colors and the Jazz.
Yeah, they
Come
should
on,
have. Well,
Utah Jazz.
Well, why didn't if
I agree
that
with you,
was
Rick.
a million years ago when the Jazz moved out there?
Yeah,
but that should have stayed.
Why didn't they want to change their name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, why are you bringing Jazz to Utah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And I go to Salt Lake City. I've never seen Jazz
There's
in
no
Salt
Jazz.
Lake City.
New Orleans was the perfect place for it.
It's crazy.
Utah Tabernacle Choir.
Whatever.
You know?
We got
New
time for our
Orleans
Super Bowl
Jazz.
predictions. You're going Niners. You're
All the
on
way.
the fence. What do you got?
You've got time to change now.
I'll go Niners.
Ravens over the Niners,
No.
31-27.
49ers.
We'll see. Big game coming up this weekend. I won't see you at the Super Bowl, but we'll see you at some game somewhere.
Watch your
Have a
commercials.
good week, everybody.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Soundoff 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 60 Monday through Sunday nights, 9 p.m. and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Soundoff 60 also airs throughout the week on Communicom Cable Channel 6 at 9 p.m. across Southwest Louisiana. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the boys and access our website links at soundoff60.com.